Bill, let's start with the never-ending town hall meeting on CNN.
Still going on.
Still going.
Yeah. They've now got animated cartoon characters weighing in on what they're going to do.
Yes.
It's a telethon over the weekend, and I don't think Jerry Lewis is going to appear, but he may.
So you're a guy
here's the deal.
You're a guy who looks at the ratings. I'm dying to know what the ratings for that thing were.
This is the irony of it. They were bad, and they were outrated by the hurricane. So,
and there's nothing really.
There's blaming the global warming, blaming the hurricane on the global warming, with of course no data or facts to back that up.
It's crazy.
And then people are going, you know what? I think I'll just watch the real hurricane, not you. That's what happened. CNN did about a little bit more than 1 million. It's a little bit better than they usually do because they usually don't do anybody. Okay, so let's do the headlines. First of all, I do believe there is a warming on the planet because I can read the thermometers and the temperatures that come in from around the world. I also went up to Glacier Bay in Alaska, and I talked to the marine biologists up there. He said they've lost half the glacier up there. I also used to play ice hockey on Long Island for 2 months outside during the winter on a pond that was frozen. Last winter, not one day could you do that. So the temperature is changing. Now you go into, well, can human beings do anything about it? Well, certainly we can all be cleaner. I mean, it breaks my heart because, as you know, I'm a big ocean guy, that there's so much gunk in the ocean and plastics. I can't figure out why laser technology hasn't been able to just disintegrate these plastic stuff after we use it. I don't know why that hasn't happened. But the plastic stuff is winding up in the oceans. It's awful. So I'm not some guy who goes, oh, there's no global warming. This is God doing this. I'm not. All right. I do believe that the planet has been impacted by bad things from human beings. Okay. Now we have a bunch of totalitarian Stalinists, and that's exactly who they are, that are saying to the American people, unless you do what we tell you to do in every aspect of your life, the planet and the world are going to end in 10 years, 15 years, maybe 20. So you got to do what we tell you to do. And then the litany of stuff starts. And you, Beck, rightly were pithy and said they want to take all your freedoms away, freedom of choice, freedom of how you live your life, and the central government in Washington, D.C. is going to tell you exactly what you eat, where you go, how you get there, and how the jobs are doled out, all under the guise of saving you from global warming. There it is.
So do the American people connect with this, Bill?
I don't know whether people pay attention enough to see Elizabeth Warren a very dangerous woman, and Bernie Sanders are basically saying, we're going to take as much money as we can from every American worker and give it to other people because global warming impacts the minority communities the most. That's the latest. You saw that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this guy who wrote this book, this professor at American University, says, hey, global warming impacts people of color because more people of color live in the southern hemisphere, and that's where global warming is worse. So if you don't fight it, you're a racist. That's the latest. His book is out.
Right.
Some people actually bought it.
Okay?
So every time you put gas in your car, get on an airplane, you're a racist. You're a racist because that's exacerbating global warming. So this is how insane it's gotten. Now, your question is, do most Americans know it's insane? I would say no, because the media, the national media, particularly on television, all right, doesn't point any of this out. You can only hear it on the O'Reilly Update, on BillO'Reilly.com, on The Blaze, on the Glenn Beck radio show. That's where you're going to hear it. Not going to see it in the New York Times or hear it on NBC News. So they suppress, I love that word, suppress the real thing that's going on with the global warming. It is a power play. That's what it is.
So, you were saying that if you gas up your car, it's racist. Bernie Sanders was talking about aborting poor children from third world countries, most likely not white.
I didn't read it that way.
What?
I have to say, I didn't read it that Bernie Sanders wants to kill minority children.
What is he saying?
This is how I read it. Mm-hmm. And remember, Bernie Sanders is 112 years old. So a lot of times it doesn't come out very clear. It's kind of like Biden. So what I heard him say, what I think he said was, if you can ram birth control down more women's throats, it's better for the.
Yeah, that's very much what Margaret Sanger said too.
Yes, and we know the eugenics of Margaret Sanger.
Right.
But here's another thing for you global warming fans out there. And I understand a new sports franchise in San Francisco is going to be called the Climate Changers. Okay, so it's going to be great out there.
Shut up.
Here's something else. So if Sanders or Warren are elected president, which they won't be, but if they were, all right, then we would have all these draconian changes to our economy and lifestyles in the pursuit of saving us from destruction. Do you think that Russia is going to not use fossil fuels when its entire economy is based on oil? Mm-hmm. How about China with 1.5 billion people, all right, many of whom are living from day to day? Are they going to knock out all the fossil fuels over in China? How about India? They're going to do that? I don't think so. Japan still is massacring whales. We can't even get them to stop killing the whales over there. All right? They're going to stop with the fossil fuels over there? I don't think so. Okay. So we, the United States and Sweden, all right, we're going to go back and live in the 19th century. All right? We're going to have campfires. Maybe we can't even have them. Well, maybe campfires are not going to be well. All right. And then everybody else is going to go, oh, look at these Americans. They destroyed their own economy. They blew up their own lifestyle. All right. They're all on horseback again. I mean, this is so absurd. This is like a Saturday Night Live skit when that show used to be funny, which was like 30 years ago.